3, 2, 1. And we are live. Alright guys, welcome back to the live stream. The chat is exploding yet again, and we just celebrated my Shahada. Now we have another reason to celebrate one more time. 200k. Yes, 200k. Assalamu alaikum everybody. Thank you so much guys for your unbelievable support. It really feels like yesterday that we celebrated the 100k. Guys, before I get all happy here, please let me know how the mic sounds. Is it too loud? Is it too silent? Please let me know before we jump in, because we had huge issues last stream. Please let me know before I keep on babbling here in the chat right now. Tell me sound okay or sound bad, and then I'm gonna work on it before we proceed. Thank you, thank you, thank you everybody. No, I'm not a Bosniak now, because Islam has nothing to do with nationality. But thank you very much. It's quite funny. People say that now I'm a Bosniak because Bosniaks are Southern Slavs and they are Muslim. So therefore, that's what I am now. I disagree strongly with that. I'm still what I am ethnically. Nothing will ever change. I cannot change my ethnicity. Even some woke people might think so nowadays. They believe they can change their genders. And they, of course, believe nowadays even that they can become animals or another race. No worries whatsoever. You can be what you want. However, that does not apply to me. I'm staying the exact same. However, my religion has changed. Yes, that is true. Alright, so sound is okay so far. Fantastic. Guys, disclaimer today. I'm just going to be here for 1 hour. That's it. Right now it's 8:40 p.m. So almost 9 p.m. here in my spot. And I'm going to be here till 9:40-ish. Maybe a little bit longer. But I just want to do 1 hour today. Just a quick celebration. And then I'm getting back to eating, to my iftar, because I have to replenish a lot. Yesterday I just ate one meal and then I went to bed. So this morning I woke up and I didn't eat either. I just went straight for Fajr and that's it. So therefore now I definitely have to replenish my batteries and spend some time with the family, of course. So that's why, disclaimer, today just a quick little celebration live stream for 1 hour. Ask me what you want. I'm going to respond to everything. I assume I will respond to everything, as long as it's not too outrageous, but usually I don't really have a filter. Okay, we have some super chats here already. I saw some offline donations as well by Aslinda Zulifkar. $10, thank you very much. Says Assalamu alaikum Bobby. I love you, brother. Thank you very much. Much love back to you. Admira donated $10. Congratulations. May Allah be pleased with you. Inshallah. With you too. And Danimal donated $5. Says, hey, brother, thank God you made it through being sick. God bless you and your family. Let's not say I made it through just yet. I'm feeling much better, thank God, but I'm still not back to normal. So if God grants it and wills it, Ramadan will be healthful as well. So we will see in 3.5 weeks how I feel then. And I really hope that I can go back to training. We will see, inshallah. Abdullah Alk donated $5. Salamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. First and foremost, how is your experience in Ramadan so far? Physically, spiritually, and mentally? And have you tried praying Taraweeh, the night prayers, at a mosque? Okay, so how is Ramadan so far? Today is day, let me double check. Is it day 5? I believe so, right? Today is day 5. And right now I'm drinking some water here. Today I didn't break my fast after Maghrib, which would have been roughly 6:30. But I waited another hour randomly, and I broke my fast at 7:30-ish. Thank you very much. Guys, I know the song is absolute cringe, and that's the whole reason behind it. I said it before, this song is supposed to be cringe. It is from back in the anti-vegan days, and we were making a lot of fun about this particular song, so it's still there. Anyways, so I just broke my fast an hour later, so physically it's absolutely alright. I do not feel any health benefits just yet, because I started fasting, water fasting, already 2 months ago. When my health condition got worse, I already implemented fasting, and I believe that I already got that health benefit from it, and I didn't feel my inflammation levels, for example, now dropping any further. So physically, I'm doing fine. Usually it's just the last hour where I start feeling a bit agitated and short-tempered, and really hungry, but I'm staying on my best behavior, of course, during Ramadan. But that being said, physically I'm feeling okay. There is no real change up until now, to be honest, other than that I'm losing even more weight, of course. Spiritually, I feel a sense of peace that I cannot truly describe. It is as if everything is on hold, everything is on pause. It's absolutely amazing. And my wife today said, one day you should experience Ramadan in a Muslim country. And I would say she's absolutely right. So she comes from Senegal, and it's a 97-point-something% Muslim country. And she said that daytime is already totally different during that month, because you see everybody's fasting. So people on the street not eating, not drinking. It's a totally different atmosphere, right? But that being said, I feel very, very blessed here in Thailand, because we have an amazing Muslim community around here, and I'm in contact with fellow Muslims that are fasting as well. So therefore I do experience, in my opinion, a still Muslim Ramadan, of course. And spiritually, as I said, it feels like everything is on pause, everything is on hold. It feels very, very calm. I have a very good mental clarity throughout the day. To be quite frank, once I start eating, that's when the mental clarity kind of vanishes. So during the day, during the fast, I feel super clear, super calm as well. And everything is just a bit slower. When I'm playing with my son, I'm really taking my time. I'm in the moment with him. By the way, he really loves my prayer mat. So he always plays on my prayer mat with his little cars and trucks. And it's just very, very calming. So spiritually, it has been an absolutely amazing experience so far. And I would say that it is the only real spiritual fast you can do. Because, let me take a sip of water. Because even if we look into the Bible, you read about Jesus going into the desert, and he's fasting for 40 days. So when he's in the desert, I have to assume that he's not drinking either. I have to assume that he's not eating, obviously. However, if you look into the Orthodox Christian fasting practices, they do it for Lent, for example, they're eating plant-based. So there is no time restriction on when you can eat or not. They do eat whenever they want. However, they're eating plant-based, which means they're cutting out the meats, they're cutting out the fish, and they're just eating vegan, pretty much. Certain schools of thought allow some seafood and whatnot, but generally speaking, it is pretty much plant-based, pretty much vegan. Even though spiritually I do understand the motivation behind this, I do understand why somebody would like to cut out the flesh and get away from its desires, etc., etc. At the same time, Jesus never talked about this, so therefore it wouldn't make any sense to do it, to be quite frank, out of a Christian tradition. However, in Islam we call this a bid'ah. People somehow brought this into Christianity and they started fasting plant-based. The Catholics, they eat only one meal per day, which I appreciate, which I respect. It's pretty hard if you really think about it. 24 hours no food and then just one meal. However, they're allowed to drink during the day. So there is a major difference as well. Now, fasting for me personally means abstaining from nourishment, abstaining from anything that you can ingest. And only Islam provides that type of fast. Only Islam has Ramadan, where you do not eat and you do not drink. This is true fasting, and you do not find that anywhere else, yet again. So spiritually speaking, now I truly feel like I am on a spiritual asceticism of sorts that the prophets practiced as well. So through that, I feel connected to that real tradition. And as we know, within Islam, it is said that all of those prophets have been Muslims. And I believe that we see, as I said before, a red thread here. In the Bible, we find Jesus abstaining from food, abstaining from water. That is the true fast. And Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, did of course the same. And this is what we see being transmitted to this very day. And I feel very blessed to be part of that tradition. Mentally, I am somebody that is very in tune with his body. And I'm of the firm conviction that the body and the mind are intertwined. So therefore, as long as my body feels well, mentally I feel well as well. For example, if you get a massage, people feel very relaxed after a massage. Why is that so, right? It was just your body that is being squeezed, not your brain, technically. But that's the whole point, because your body has tension. So if you have stress in your mind, it will manifest in your body. You can look this up, sounds maybe woo to some, but it is a fact. Sometimes you get stiff. Or let's bring this even further. Some people, when they get anxious, all of a sudden they get diarrhea. It's really the case. They get gut issues, right? And now think about it vice versa. If you have gut issues, your belly hurts, you might have diarrhea already, then you start getting nervous and anxious. It works both ways. And the same applies to the massage example. You might be stressed, and this stress manifests in your body. Now your body is being squeezed, your body is being relaxed, and now you start relaxing as well, right? And therefore, mentally, as long as I feel good physically, which I do on this fast, I feel mentally good as well. Only in the end, as I said, roughly the last hour of the fast, I start getting agitated because the hunger is really overcoming me, and especially the dehydration, because I'm living in Thailand, keep that in mind. And right now we're entering the hottest month of the year. So being outside is really draining, and even recording videos is pretty hard, because right now I have the AC on, and on this program I hope it's fine, I hope you can still hear me well. However, when I'm recording reaction videos, I really need to shut off the AC, otherwise you can hear it. So now when the AC is off, I'm sweating whilst recording, I'm speaking, so that drains me for the rest of the day. So that's pretty much my experience as for right now. However, I read a hadith somewhere, and I cannot really tell you which one it is, therefore I have to paraphrase. It was about fasting during Ramadan, and it has been said that some people will get nothing but an empty belly, right? And that's so true if you really think about it. If we're just focused on ourselves consistently, and we're thinking about how hungry we are, that we're agitated now, that we would rather eat, and then we're fantasizing about the food that we will eat very soon, yay, then we're not really fasting either. Then we are obsessing, fantasizing, and we're not concentrating on the moment, and we're not truly experiencing Ramadan either. So therefore, I'm really trying to get away from, now soon there's going to be iftar. And I've seen it with so many Muslims even back in the day in Germany. Man, iftar was such a humongous celebration. They're getting together and they're eating tons and tons and tons. For me personally, it's not like that. I just broke my fast, as I said, with rice and chicken. That's it. I had rice and chicken. And now maybe I'm going to have another meal after the stream. It's going to be a steak probably, and then I'm going to go to bed. Maybe I will wake up at 4:30 if I can. If not, so be it. Then I wake up for Fajr, and then I just drink water quickly before Fajr, and that's it. So I just had two small meals in a little time frame of 2-3 hours or so, and that's it. Because for me, this is fasting. This is not about enjoyment. This is not about pleasure. And I don't believe that this is how Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, fasted back in the day, that they would have grand feasts. Please let me know if I'm wrong here. But from what I heard was that Prophet Muhammad used to have 2 meals. That's how I heard it. And that's why I personally keep it very, very simple. No huge celebrations there. I just eat a little bit and then go on about fasting. Really try to connect to God here. Focus on the prayer. Now, that is a segue. The Taraweeh prayer, not yet. I'm invited, thank God, by the Muslim friends. And I want to kind of spare it for the last 10 days, because I heard that this is when it really is happening. And some people, they even spend the whole night in the mosque. So that should be very interesting. So I'm kind of keeping it for the last third of Ramadan, to have some excitement in the end again and to enter deeper into the spiritual realm of Islam. I'm sparing that for the end. The best for the end, so to speak. All right, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much, Abdullah Alk, for the super chat donation. Guys, thank you very much for your support. Of course, if you can support the channel, surely. But lately, the donations have been absolutely outrageous. They have been humongous. We just celebrated my Shahada. Everybody was spending money here. Thank you very much. I'm going to try to read out as many chats as I can today. As I said, it's just an hour stream, a quick one. And therefore, yeah, I'm trying to give back to the community here as well with what I can. And what I can is speak. That's the whole reason behind this channel. That's the whole purpose of Bobby's Perspective. And therefore, I'm going to try to answer as many chat questions as well. But of course, if you can support the channel, always welcomed. Thank you very much. Try to meditate and not to focus on life pleasures, Brother Bobby. Yeah, absolutely, man. But you have to understand, guys, I'm 35 years old, okay? And I've been through the hedonism when I was in my 20s, even before that. Many people don't know that. However, when I was 13 years old, 13, I started partying in Germany, started drinking alcohol, weed. We started the degeneracy. I don't want to go into too much detail. And therefore, from 13 to 16, I already saw so much, man. And with 16, I decided to let go of all of that and just pursue bodybuilding. So from 16 to 19, I was living like a monk. I didn't go out anymore. I didn't see one girl during that time, from 16 to 19. I was just barricaded in my room at home, essentially, and in the gym. Then when I turned 20, 21, 22, I reached my peak in bodybuilding and I started partying again. Still not as extreme as back in the day at first. However, that didn't last too long. I got into the techno rave scene when I was, I'm not too sure, 21 or 22 or so. And then it really went off the rails. My point being is that I already saw it all. I partied in the craziest clubs in Germany. I traveled the world. I partied around the world in Bali, in Thailand, in Australia, in New Zealand, and whatnot. I did all of those things, you know, and therefore I don't really crave them anymore. So when I got married, when I got my son, this was really a calling for me to settle down and tame it. And since then, thank God, it has been an unfolding, essentially, because during the time, even before I married, I already returned to Orthodox Christianity, and since then everything started unfolding, just because, credit where credit is due, I returned to Orthodox Christianity, and with that, that was my link to God back then. Just because of that, I decided to get married. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made the decision. I just wanted to live my life. I didn't even know what I really wanted to pursue. On the one hand, I wanted to have a family. On the other hand, I just wanted to sleep around, truly. And therefore, just through returning to Orthodox Christianity back in the day, through seeking out God fully, that's when I got the message, essentially, to settle down and get married. And next came up the pregnancy of my woman. My son got born. Thank God for that. Alhamdulillah. And yeah, ultimately, all of this was just something that brought me closer to God. And in that pursuit, even before my son was born, I opened up the Quran because I wasn't happy with my religion. It just didn't make sense. And that's when I kept on searching. So therefore, I don't want to act all holy here and as if I'm a saint, because I'm surely not. But I don't have too much temptation nowadays. Again, thank God. When I'm outside, I'm lowering my gaze. Thanks to Islam again. Alhamdulillah. And other than that, I'm not sleeping around, I'm not cheating on my wife or anything like that. I don't commit any adultery. I am not intertwined with any other vices. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't smoke weed, I don't take any drugs. I don't overeat. I do sport if I'm healthy. So thank God, man, life has been absolutely amazing. Or if I would see it through the perspective of 20-something-year-old Bobby, then I would say it has become very, very boring, right? Extremely boring for many, many people. So yeah, for me it's extremely simple nowadays. I don't do anything crazy, anything outrageous. The craziest activity for me nowadays is to go to a restaurant and eat some food with my wife and kid. That's it. So thank God, during Ramadan, I didn't have to change too much. I was simply focused on, to perfect the prayer, to be fair. That's what is of the most interest at the moment. And that being said, it is easier to pray now. Because when you have a full belly, I believe that you're a bit more stressed. And as I said, then life is more on the fast lane rather than now slowed down. And because it is slowed down, I can really focus on the prayer and perfect the prayer and through that feel closer to Allah. Yeah. Anyways, we had another super chat. Thank you very much by Wasim313, $5. Thank you very much, Wasim. No question, just happy to be awake during a live stream and happy to call you brother, my brother. All my best to you and your family from the US. Thank you so much, brother. God bless you. Appreciate it, man. Exy donated 5 TRY via super chat. Thank you very much. And Amir donated $10. Assalamu alaikum, Bobby. Alaikum salam. Any tips for exercise, keeping fit, and gym gains whilst fasting? So, as always, absolute transparency here. But again, absolute transparency. I've been sick for 6 months, okay? And during that time, I tried to get back to jiu-jitsu. I tried to get back to the gym. And every time I do that, I get very, very sick yet again. So now I'm not really practicing anything at the moment. I'm trying to recover my body as much as possible. And therefore, I cannot give you experience now from myself. However, I went to the gym once now during Ramadan, and I'm going to try to go back to the gym in 2 or 3 days again. I'm trying to go to the gym once per week now to slowly start building up the body. That's me. If I have to give you any tips, it's quite simple. During the day, you cannot stay hydrated, right? That's just what it is. And you cannot replenish. So the worst that you could do is, and I saw some brothers do this, train in the morning and then start fasting. Worst case scenario. Would not recommend this to anybody. This is really bad because after the workout, your body goes into repair mode. And now it needs all the nutrition and you're not giving him anything. So that is the worst case scenario that you could induce. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody, not to my worst enemy. Okay, being a little bit over dramatic here, but it's really the fact, man. You don't want to go to the gym, destroy your body, and then try rebuilding it with nothing. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, so keep the workout for the end of the day. Just fast throughout the day, no food, no drink. Then for Maghrib, I know that it's Sunnah. Break the fast with a date. Break the fast with a date, do the prayer. After that, replenish. I would replenish with an electrolyte beverage. This is up to you now. Some people, they want to cut weight, so they want to eat very low carb. That is fine. If you don't have to look for the carbs, then something like a Gatorade would work as well. Or here in Thailand, we have a product, I think it's called Procani Sweat or something like that. Doesn't really matter. Just an electrolyte beverage. Because, notice, when you are drinking a lot of water, fasting or not, doesn't matter. You're drinking a lot of water. What happens is you go often to the toilet. That's it. And everybody will attest to that. So ask yourself the question, how can you be really hydrating yourself if you're peeing everything out? Water, and this is really a strange opinion here, people can't understand it. I said it before back in the day, my carnivore days. It is a fact. Water does not hydrate you. Shocking. It does not hydrate you, especially not the water that you're buying, because that water is devoid of minerals. If you don't have any minerals in that water, then you're just flushing through your body. That's it. So think about this. When you're drinking water alone and you're peeing it out, With that, you're doing yourself a disservice, because like that, you're even more dehydrated. So this is why it is very important to have minerals in your water or some sort of electrolyte beverage. Coconut water is very good as well. However, I wouldn't recommend the pasteurized coconuts. If you can get fresh coconuts, also better. Okay? So this is truly key here, the hydration. Because the food will store, it's not that hard. The hydration, on the other hand, I'm going to repeat it one last time, if you're peeing all the time, is not going to stick with you. You're not going to have any hydration with you. Okay? Right, so that being said, first thing after the fast, now you're taking care of the hydration. If you don't want to drink Powerade, then buy electrolyte beverages, electrolyte powder, and mix it with honey, for example. That is great as well, and drink that. Now you have enough carbohydrates and electrolytes, salts within your body, so now you can go and actually use all of that. As a pre-workout meal, if you want to be very specific and very bodybuilding-esque about this, I would recommend something extremely fast and easily digestible. Some people will take a whey protein shake. You can do that, but even whey protein sits a little bit within your gut. So I would rather recommend an amino acid beverage, BCAAs, EAAs, a mixture of both with the Powerade. So you can mix all of this together. You take a Powerade, you can even add a little bit more electrolyte into it if you want to, and you add BCAAs and EAAs. That's perfect. That is perfect. Like this, your body gets energy. Like this, your body has electrolytes for now sweating. Okay? Now you can go to the gym. Keep it short, please. During this time, if you want to cut, it will happen naturally. Just don't overeat. If you want to bulk, it's not really recommended. Okay? To maintain should be your goal during that time. So if you're maintaining, think about it logically here, please, as well. You don't need to go for PRs. You don't need to go 5 times per week either. If you've been going to the gym 5-6 times per week, 3 times is enough to maintain. Think about any type of skill. For example, I know instruments are haram, but hear me out. It's just an example. A friend of mine, when he was teaching himself to play the guitar, he was playing it every day for hours and hours and hours on end. For hours, man. And then once he settled for a certain standard, and I think it was around 3 years in, then he started playing only 3-4 times per week. But now he knows how to play the guitar. So he's maintaining right now. If he wants to improve, then he will have to play even more again. And it's the same with the gym. During Ramadan, you don't have to aim for some sort of super performance or for some sort of improvement. Simply maintain. And maintenance will be achieved with 3 times per week, most definitely. Even twice per week, to be totally honest. Okay? So that's what it is. You hydrate prior, then you go to the gym. You don't overexhaust yourself, and you keep the session at 45 minutes. No reason yet again to do it for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Stop wasting time there. Cut your breaks short because you're not going for PRs. You don't need that long of a break. Go for 80% of your weight. Bumps. 1 minute later, next set. 1 minute later, next set. Think about it. If you do the bench like that, you have 3 sets. The set itself takes maybe half a minute. So working wise, you take 1.5 minutes, and then with 3 pauses of 1 minute, you have 3 minutes. So you have 4.5 minutes for a whole exercise. Let it be 5 minutes. 5 minutes per exercise. Then you have 3 chest exercises in a chest bro split. If you, however, would go for a 2-day split during those 3 days, you only have 2 exercises. So 10 minutes, chest is completely done. Right? 10 more minutes, back is completely done. What else? Biceps, triceps. Again, 5 minutes each maybe. 10 more minutes in total, half an hour. And now you can add abs, you can add calves, etc. Right? So it's actually very, very easy, man. 45 minutes should be enough for your gym session. And now after that, yet again, carbohydrates, super important. Why? Carbohydrates. Wow. Yeah, hydration. So carbohydrates are actually hydrating as well. After the gym, the first thing I want to drink is some sort of quick carbohydrate, such as honey. You can use dates as well. You can use, again, Powerade, Gatorade, and whatnot, or you can use maltodextrin powder. Mix that with whey protein and creatine as well, because creatine will store even more water within the muscles and like that keep you hydrated yet again. So you drink that first thing after the gym, right in the gym, take it with you, and then you head at home and now you can eat. That's it. And during your time of eating, of course, you're eating healthy foods, you're eating rice and chicken and whatnot. Beef is very good here as well. And you're drinking water now. On that note, I would always add a little bit of salt to the water. More electrolytes yet again. And that's pretty much it. That will be my key for Ramadan. It definitely works. It's just common sense. Because like this, you stay hydrated. And like this, you maintain. You're not over-exhausting your body. That's key. Assalamu alaikum. Bobby, are you fasting? Yeah, obviously, brother. But around here, it's 9 p.m. and 10 minutes. So I already broke my fast. Today it's 7:30-ish. Thank you very much. Okay, we had many super chats. Let me get back to that. Guys, if you're tuning in just now, today is a very quick one. Thank you so much for the 200K. I didn't even say proper thank you, did I? See, I was so obsessed with the microphone and answering the first super chats. Guys, I'm going to answer all of them, but let me say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Last stream, I said thank you so often that it became a mantra, basically, right? I was just saying thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart because we had 3,000 people watching. It was absolute madness. Thank you so much for that attendance. Today we're a bit less. And that is cool as well, because today is just a quick 1 hour stream in which we celebrate the 200K. I never thought that it will be this fast, because I was waiting for the 100K when I saw I reached 70K or something like that. And I thought maybe in January 2023 I will be there. However, that wasn't the case. I think I reached the 100K, was it November already? Let me double check. 1 second. I'm actually curious myself. I'm just going to check this on my phone real quick, guys. 1 second. 100K. Here it is. That's 4 months ago. Yeah, December then, right? I think it was December. It's never perfectly precise when you look into it. No, it's November. Here it says the 9th of November. So that was already way faster than expected. I expected it to be, as I said, in January, maybe December. However, I reached the 100K November, beginning of November. And now we are end of March and we reached 200K. So after 3-4 months here, we doubled, which is absolutely insane. How is that even possible? I have no idea. I believe I gained 40K subscribers in the last month. Yeah. But I wouldn't say that those are really new people here. Let's be honest. Because I know that plenty of people didn't trust me. Shame on you. And they said that they would only subscribe once I become Muslim, because otherwise they feel like I'm exploiting Islam, and that I'm just doing it for clicks, etc., etc. So yeah, yet again, shame on you. I did it for the right reasons. And yeah, in 4 months, we doubled the subscriber count. Thanks to you guys yet again. I have no doing in that. It is up to you. If you like the content, then you subscribe. Then you like it. You leave a thumbs up. You share the videos, etc., etc. So that is all up to you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, guys. Now we're aiming for the next goal of 250, etc., etc. But to be totally honest, of course it's nice. And of course I'm grateful. But I don't really care. Because for me it was about sharing my perspective, always. And when I had 10K subscribers, I thought I'm a big YouTuber, man. I thought my YouTube videos are seen by the world and I'm really living the social media life. So back then I was convinced that, yes, this is me. I'm a YouTuber, Bobby. Now that I'm having 200K apparently, I don't feel any different than I did with 100K. I don't feel any different than I did with 70K or 50K or even 40K. It doesn't feel different. Of course, there is a gratefulness in me. However, this channel was just about sharing my perspective. And thank God, my exploration of the truth led me to Islam. Okay? And so being a Muslim now and having Islam is such a blessing that my focus, first and foremost, is God is Allah. And just by that, I wake up in the morning, 4:30, 5 the latest. I do Fajr. I pray 5 times per day. I fast now. I go to the masjid. It's just so much more gratifying. And this is what I really want to say here. And this is what I really want to use this channel for. Even before I was Muslim, I want to bring spirituality closer to the people, because I saw that we were finding ourselves in such a spiritual dread, in such a spiritual loss ultimately, and that people really need this. Otherwise they're falling into the traps of materialism. And you see it all over the globe. People just obsessed, be it with their phones, be it with money, be it with what not. And it's just so empty, so hollow, it doesn't bring you anything. And now, being even able to be a practicing Muslim, I just feel so much joy and lightheartedness. And of course I want to share this with the world, Social media is an amazing tool, it's an amazing gift, because many people find Islam through social media as well. So we cannot just say, okay, this is all demonic, this is all bad. Of course not. However, I just don't feel like a YouTuber. And I said this before, and maybe this is bad for marketing reasons, and other people wouldn't talk about this, but it is just how I feel. I never feel like a YouTuber. Every single time somebody sees me outside and recognizes me, to me it's absolutely mind-blowing. So strange. I really can't even understand that I'm on YouTube sometimes, because I'm just talking on YouTube the way that I talk with my friends. And this is how this channel started. 2014, I left Germany and I left all my friends. And so now I was traveling alone. And during that time, I would sleep in hostels and I would meet so many people. And with those people, I would just speak about everything. And they were quite amazed that I would speak with them so unfiltered and treat them like friends. To me, this was absolutely normal, because I didn't understand how else to talk. This is why I was really, really bad in school, because I couldn't obey the teachers and I couldn't obey the format that was presented to me. I couldn't really settle for behaving like a good student. I just behaved like I always behave. I behaved like myself. And because I always did that, and apparently people in Australia traveling found that quite refreshing and actually strange, they told me I should talk like this on YouTube. So I decided, okay, why not? I don't have my friends around, I'm traveling alone, might as well share my perspective, no pun intended, with other people, right? And this is how I started the channel, and the amazing thing is that it was so gratifying, because I was sharing what I believed in. So during that time, it was a certain branch of spirituality, and it was veganism. So nowadays, I am totally opposed to veganism, and it sucks. However, during that time, I was convinced, and it was amazing, because the channel attracted people that had the same opinion. And so I had like-minded people on my channel, on my journey with me. And this made my travel so much more pleasurable, because yes, I was traveling alone, but at the same time I had my subscribers with me, and it was really beautiful, really amazing. And during that time, I changed, and guess what? The subscribers changed as well. And some subscribers did not change, and they dropped out. They didn't want to follow me anymore. But then there were other people that dropped in because they were interested in the new topics. And so it just continued. It snowballed, essentially, until I reached the state of becoming Muslim. Which, of course, at first I lost many subscribers, yet again. Many Christian subscribers, but many atheistic subscribers that were interested in diets. So I lost them too. And that's fine as well, because I never said to anybody that they should follow me. I'm not here to be a leader or a cult leader or anything on those lines. I'm just sharing my perspective. And if it resonates with you guys, that's amazing. Welcome, come in. And if not, you can watch something else. YouTube has 1 billion subscribers by now, if you take everybody together, and at least millions and millions of creators. So there's so much content out there. Everybody can watch what they like. So I will never change for the audience. I only change for God, because my purpose is to get closer to the truth, no matter what that entails. So therefore, yet again, guys, thank you so much for being here with me during my journey. Thank you so much for supporting. And I would say, thanks to God, we have this community here, because this is yet again an absolutely transparent, open community. Anybody can talk about what they want with me. as long as the algorithm on YouTube allows it, of course, unfortunately. But other than that, it's just amazing to have this transparency, and to speak my mind. And this is something I believe is appreciated in this day and age, because we have so much censorship. Yep, that's how it goes, guys. Thank you so much for being on board. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's jump back to the super chats. I said I want to answer many chats today, but we have a few super chats here that I'm going to answer first, of course. And then I'm going to try to get into the super chats. Guys, if you're tuning in just now, I said I'm going to do just 1 hour, and we're already at 50 minutes. Okay, the intro played a bit longer today, maybe 7 minutes or so. 20 more minutes at least, maybe a little bit longer, but I'm going to try to keep it short and concise today. Okay, let me scroll down. Wasim, Amir. Abdullah Alk donated again. Thank you so much, Abdullah. Sent you a picture on email that explains the 3 levels of fasting. Okay, thank you very much. Let me see if I can find it. No, here it is. No, that's not it. I thought that's it. Which email? The Bobby Risto email? Is that one? Let me double check. If I see it here, then I'm going to share it with you guys as well. Here it is. 3 levels of fasting. Okay, fantastic. Here we go. Okay. Here we are. That's good. Okay. I hope you can see this, guys. Matrix. The 3 levels of fasting by Abdullah Alk. Thank you so much. It should be known that there are 3 grades of fasting. Now I have to pronounce this. You're putting me to the test. Sam al umum. Is this Turkish? I don't know. Ordinary fasting means abstaining from food, drink, and sexual satisfaction. So this is what everybody does during the fasting hours. Sam al-Khusus, special fasting, means keeping one's ears, eyes, tongue, hands and feet and all other organs free from sin. Again, not trying to sound righteous here, but that's what I'm doing as well. So I'm trying to not speak any foul words. That's what you do anyways as a dad all the time. You're trying to bite your tongue and not say any foul words. And I'm lowering my gaze, so I'm not looking at any women lusting after them and whatnot. And hands and feet and all other organs. I'm not doing anything. I'm not beating anybody up. I'm not involved in any sins. So up until now, I'm definitely still here. Number 3, Sam Khusus el Khusus. Extra special fasting means fasting of the heart from unworthy concerns and worldly thoughts in total disregard of everything but Allah. And this is literally what I'm doing as well. Yet again, I don't want to sound like some spiritual guru here or as if I know it all. But yeah, it's not hard for me. I just reverted to Islam. And if we believe the claim, I am free of sin now. And like a baby. So alhamdulillah for that as well. Since then I haven't done anything really, and therefore yeah, my whole focus is only God. I'm not focused on anything else. I have no interest whatsoever, and I find it very easy. As I said, maybe it is because my sins are wiped out now. It might be as well due to the fasting, because your energy levels are a bit lower. I simply focus only on God. So I use this fast to get as close to God as possible, abstaining from everything else. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing this with us. For me, this is Ramadan. I didn't know that this is like a special fast. I thought everybody pursues exactly this, right? And the first aspect of the fast, the abstaining from drink and food, is just the gateway into those deeper levels. That's how I see it. Right. Okay. Dawa Trucker wants to be a mod. Brother, you're already a member, so by that default, by that standard, absolutely, man. Why not? Let me make you a mod. Let me just find you here on my phone, because unfortunately it doesn't work over my computer. Let me find you again. There he is, the Dawa Trucker. The Dawa Trucker will be promoted today as a mod. And you're going to become a managing moderator. Not only a standard moderator, but a managing moderator. Be careful giving anyone mod positions. Yeah, but members, they have a special place here. They're supporting monthly, and therefore I do trust them, of course. If I, however, see that somebody is misbehaving crazily, then surely I will have to do what I have to do and kick them off the position. But for now, we'll see how the Dawa Trucker is doing. Okay, anyways, let's get back to the chats. Thank you so much, guys. Again, I really appreciate it. Let me get back. No name, no. 5 Schweizer Franken. Mubarak to your Shahada and the 200k. MashaAllah, bro. Try to make itikaf the 10 days in mosque and you will feel the spiritual high and the guidance. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. As I said before, I couldn't have made the 200k without you 200k. So we have 200,000 people that decided to click the subscribe button. This is absolutely amazing. It's insane. Because if I'm thinking back, my dad would take me to football stadiums, and I hate football, soccer, I can't stand that stuff. But I think the biggest stadium that I went into had maybe 35,000 people or something like that. And that's huge. You have 35,000 people chanting and screaming and shouting. 35,000 people, that's insane. You cannot understand who's in there, who's around you, just a whole mess. However, that being said, I have not 35,000 following me, but 200,000. So I believe that this is out of the realm of realization for us human beings, because we didn't get created like that. The atheists would say we didn't evolve like that. The point is, mega cities, like that one behind me, this is already a new invention. So usually we would use such a small environment for our everyday lives, like a village, like a tribe, so small, and you would understand who is who around you. But nowadays people live in blocks and they don't know their neighbors, right? It's absolute insanity, man. And that definitely plays with our psyche. So that being said, 200,000, you can't even imagine that number of people. It's absolutely insane. So all I can say again is thank you so much that you found something worthy here of your time on the channel and subscribed. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. And you said as well that I would experience the spiritual high, no name, no. I'm really sparing this for the last 10 days. My friend here, Muslim of course, told me already, let's go for a night prayer. But I want to keep it for the last 10 days. So there's really something to look forward to when it gets even more intense. You're already so fasted out, 20 days of fasting. And now the last 10 days, you even have the night prayer on top. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Thank you very much. Malik79, donate $10. Thank you very much, Malik. Salamu alaikum. Abu Bobby, alaikum salam. Malik. Take black seed oil. It's a cure for everything except death, inshallah. I took black seed oil. However, now you could of course say maybe you have to take more. I always took one big fat, not teaspoon, but a regular spoon. And I thought that should be enough. It helped a bit, especially in the beginning, but then after a while I just had no benefits anymore. Unfortunately. I'm going to try to embed it again, but at the moment I'm truly on medication here, hydroxychloroquine. And so I really hope that this will help. We'll see, inshallah. 5 pounds from an Arabic name that I cannot read nor pronounce. Thank you so much. Inshallah one day. Abdurrahman Ahmed donated 35 ZAR. Thank you. He says, Salam, Brother Bobby. Salam, Abdurrahman. Your videos helped me at the lowest point of my life and I became a better Muslim because of your videos. Love from Somalia. Brother, I'm just glad it helped. As I said previously, for me it's absolutely mind-boggling that I somehow helped Muslims. Now I am a Muslim myself. If I help anybody, ultimately guidance is from God, of course, and everything that is good comes from God. But hey, if I help anybody, fantastic, of course, that makes me very, very happy. But especially whilst I was still a Christian, so many Muslims reached out to me and they told me that my channel had a benefit for them. I couldn't really believe it. I couldn't believe it. But I took it as a lesson as well, because that truly showed me that I am upon the truth now. I realized it. It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with anybody other than the truth of Islam. Because all I was doing is exploring the truth of Islam. And so therefore, if it helped anybody, then it helped them because they witnessed the truth. It has nothing to do with me. I was just watching certain videos, reacting to them, analyzing them rationally, and seeing it from a Christian perspective. So if it helped anybody, again, glory to God. Thank you very much, Abdurrahman. Javid Benscom, good to see you, brother. $3. He says in a Nate Diaz voice, I can't imitate Nate Diaz at all. He says, oh, you're a Muslim now. Or he would rather say Muslim, right? Anyways, thank you very much. Yep. To my biggest surprise, to be honest, I would have never thought that this will ever happen. But yeah, I'm a Muslim now. That's crazy. Aziz Kavaz, the biggest donation of tonight. Applause. Thank you so much, Aziz, for the $50. Absolutely unbelievable. And it seems to be the first super chat of Aziz. Thank you so much for the generous donation. Unfortunately, no question attached. Thank you very much. Have you ever made dua? Yes, of course. Every time I'm praying, I make dua. Obviously. Okay. Farhan donated $1. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, Bobby. Alaikum salam. I do labor work and I manage to fast under the heat in Singapore, which I cannot do on other days. Have you experienced a Ramadan miracle so far? That's a very good question, but again, being completely honest, I haven't seen a miracle so far, even though I can't really talk about this. It's something private. It's something family related. So forgive me, but I cannot share this here. And there was a little something about the relation of me and that person, which I found quite miraculous, I have to say. So now that you mention it, it might be a Ramadan miracle. I didn't think about it as such. Could be. Could be that I just witnessed one. That's amazing. But yeah, I find myself as well coping with this fast quite well and being active. I'm not really feeling as if I need so much sustenance to go throughout my day. So therefore, I'm really not surprised that you can do physical labor. All by the grace of God, man. Thank you so much, bro. And greetings to Singapore. I've been to Singapore, but I just stayed, I think 2 nights, maybe 3 nights. It was a great spot, man. I really liked it over there. Would love to go back. Javid, donate $5 again. Thank you, brother. I heard you mention recently that you disowned or estranged from your family, including your sister, which I remember from your earlier videos. Did I hear that correct? So I don't know where you heard that, because that goes even into more detail. I don't know how transparent I was. See, that's an issue with me, guys. When I was on the 3 Muslim podcast, I talked about it briefly, but I really don't remember what I said. So I would have to go back and watch it, because it's very, very hard for me to filter myself. So when I'm talking about everything, and it just comes out. And therefore, it might have been that I mentioned something there, but I don't remember it. That's how I feel when I'm talking to people. I'm so in the moment that I'm not reflecting upon anything. People always say, think before you speak. Yeah, I never do. That would be so boring. Who thinks before they speak? That is absolutely insanely boring and inauthentic. And why would you do that? Let's think about what we speak. If you're talking to friends, are you thinking before you speak? Of course not, right? This is just brainwashing yet again. You have to think before you speak. Yeah, so you can be an idiot like everybody else. Definitely not, man. I never think before I speak. I always speak. That's it. That's me. I'm just expressing myself. And so therefore, it might have been that I mentioned it. Okay, So I'm going to keep it as short as I can. Now I'm going to try to think before I speak, not really, because this is out of respect for my family. Okay, I respect them dearly. I love them from the bottom of my heart, more than anything, of course. However, yes, it is true. So my mother, my father, and my sister have broken off their contact with me completely, and they do not talk with me at all. They blocked me on their phones and whatnot. I have no access to them anymore. They live in Germany. I live in Thailand. So my wife is still in touch with my sister, and there is some exchange there. However, yeah, the contact is gone. Okay, so I'm not going to go into too much detail yet again, out of respect for my family. I love them dearly, more than anything. I wish, of course, that everything would be fine again. However, I respect their decision as well. And moreover, I can relate, of course, because there was a time when I, God forgive me, I hated Islam. Right? I hated Islam with a vengeance, and I want to get rid of Muslims, believe it or not, because I saw them as the enemy. And God has humor after all, because he made me one of those guys. So yeah, I can understand them. They never had as much hate in their hearts for Islam like I did, not at all, but they simply saw them as the other team. And for them, coming from the Balkan, it's absolutely unimaginable that somebody can change religion. They never witnessed that whatsoever. So I believe that the first time they saw somebody changing religion was maybe on TV. My father would always tell me what an idiot Muhammad Ali is, right? He used to have a great name, Cassius Clay. Why did he become a Muslim? What is that about? He didn't understand, but he didn't do any research either. My father would always say that only weak people change their religion because they can't stand firm and defend their honor and their tradition, etc., etc., etc. Right? But reading the Quran and understanding how the pagans of Arabia were clinging onto their tradition, and they didn't want to let go of their belief systems, even when the truth was staring them in the face, that opened my mind and my heart, of course. So therefore, nothing changed there. I love my family more than anything, but one thing I love more, actually. More than anything in this dunya, we can say. But number one is God. And that was always the case. So one of the beautiful names of Allah is Al-Haq, which is the ultimate truth, the absolute truth. So only God is truth. Of course, you can say there are truths trickling down, and it could be true that this phone appears black. Sure, okay. But it's not absolutely true. It's not a perfect unity like God is. This is a duality, it's a separation. And therefore, if this is the beautiful name, one of the beautiful names of God, that He is the truth, then I've been always pursuing God, because I always pursued truth. Even when I was a little boy, I was always asking questions and nagging my parents and getting on their nerves, because I always wanted to understand what the truth is, right? And ultimately, I would say I found it through Islam, a path to the truth, a path to Al-Haq. That's how I see it. And I love God more than anything, and I cannot help it. My parents would like me to revert back to become a Christian again, but I simply do not see it as truth, as the ultimate truth, and therefore I cannot believe in a God that's triune, and that's it. And so therefore I cannot change my opinion now. I cannot change my heart either, because God changed it to please people. I can't. Again, if I could just snap my fingers and everything would be fine, everything would be perfect, I would definitely do that, because I love my parents, I love my family, but I will never compromise for the truth. Not in front of my parents, not in front of anybody. And we're talking about the akhirah here, right? We're talking about the afterlife. So everything I'm doing for the afterlife, and I'm doing for the sake of truth. So I cannot give this up. It's impossible. And therefore, I really believe that everything will be fine at some point, even though they told me that they will never talk to me again. If that is the case, then so be it. Then this is what must be done. And it happens in the will of God as well. Qadr Allah, right? Then it is what it is. Not that I want to, but if it is what it is, then I submit my will to God and accept it for what it is. That's that. make dua for them, for Abu Bobby's parents. Thank you very much for the question, brother. And I hope that I didn't go too deep into it now, yet again, but I probably did. Filters, Bobby. Try to filter yourself. You're talking too much. Kevin Black is saying, I developed an autoimmune disease. What happened to your health? Is the hydroxychloroquine helping you? Yeah, it absolutely does. It is an immune suppressant, and I'm taking 1 pill per day, which is a low dose. It definitely helps. Would I say it healed me completely? Not yet. They say that after 4 to 6 weeks, it works even better. So as for right now, it helped tremendously. I'm not getting sick anymore. So that is definitely a big improvement. Talk to your doctor about it. Here in Thailand, you can get it over the counter, of course. Back in the day, you used to be able to get it over the counter in France, for example, too. Nowadays, probably not anymore. But it's worth a shot, man. For me, it helps, and it's not a strong medication. Yeah. Okay. Andar Muhammad donated 50,000 Indonesian rupiah. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Patlijan donated 11 Turkish currency, I believe. Thank you very much. Kanner Soccer Legends donated 7 Canadian dollars. Thank you very much yet again. The Dawa Trucker says, everyone make dua, so I think that's a typo. I'm gonna just fill the blank in and say God or Allah. Everyone make dua so Allah can guide Bobby's wife. Inshallah. Anonym donated $1. Hope you're well. Just be careful, brother, with hadiths. If you want some more knowledge, check Hassan Farhan al-Maliki. It's really open-minded how sects trying to keep us far away from beautiful Quran. Again, guys, I'm not going to go too much into this topic because I personally am learning about it right now. You know my past. I came with a big skepticism when it comes down to hadith. And I'm going to keep my skepticism in accordance to everything. It doesn't matter what it is. That's just how I am. And moreover, the Quran asks us as well to think, right? So I never will give that up. About that sheikh that you mentioned just there, I believe that he is in prison now. So I hope that he's not suffering unjustly or for something that he did not do. And I believe that I reacted already to one of his videos. I found it very refreshing, that being said. Anyways, I do not want to speak on behalf of the hadiths because I simply do not have enough knowledge. That's it. And I haven't met one person that has read all the hadith, especially not layman, right? I don't know about Sheikh Uthman, if he read all the hadith. Maybe, could be. But most people that I've met, most Muslims, they haven't read all the hadith. And therefore, maybe I'm going to make this my life's mission to read them all. Point is, I do not have enough understanding to make a judgment call, and therefore I do not. Right? For me personally, yes, I'm skeptical still about certain subjects, but that's me. I'm not sharing it here to spread some sort of misinformation. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. Anonym. Dr. Shanks 8 donated 150 EGP. I believe that is Egyptian something. Let me see. Must be, right? Let me double check. Egyptian pounds even. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you very much for the donation, Dr. Shanks. Hey, Bobby, you can change your name to Abdullah Haq, means servant of the absolute truth. I absolutely love that name, and I was thinking about that as well. I don't necessarily like the ring of the name. I know this is very superficial, guys. Apologies, but I don't really like how it sounds. For example, Abu Bakr, I really like. Sounds amazing in my ears. But Abdullah Haq sounds, just doesn't sit right perfectly. However, the meaning of that name, amazing. Absolutely perfect. I would really love to take that name. Maybe I will get over the sound at some point and adopt it because the meaning is absolutely amazing. If you have any names that include Haq, that include the truth, please let me know. I'm definitely open to take such a name. However, one thing I want to make very, very clear here as well, I'm not going to change my name. because I don't believe that this is what Allah asks of me. In the Quran we find as well that He created the nations so we can get to know each other. I don't believe that we all have to have Arab names now by default. That's my opinion. However, that being said, I would really love to take a name into my names. So have an Arabic name as well. Yeah. Do you read Quran daily? Yes, every day. Now during Ramadan, of course. Abu Bakr Sadiq. I know, I don't have to. And yet again, Bobby is Bobby, and Bobby's perspective will be Bobby's perspective. I guess. Inshallah, we'll see. But that being said, I would like to have an Arabic name, or a Islamic name rather, as well. Just on top, right? Ali Bobby, says Pugman. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. If you can come up with something, let me know, guys. We'll see. Okay. Gandiria, assalamu alaikum, my brother. Alaikum salam, brother. What about Elias? I don't really like the name, because I had a neighbor and they had a kid and his name was Elias, and this little guy was just throwing rocks and just causing ruckus all day long. I didn't like this little guy. He was a German. Keep your name Bobby. Yeah, 100%. Bobby stays Bobby. That's what it is. I'm gonna keep that name. I'm not getting rid of it, and now I just go by my new name. No, not at all. I mean, even if you look at a very prominent figure in Germany, he is a Salafi, and he's a, I don't know if he's an imam by now, but Pierre Vogel. He was in the media, they called him the hate preacher and whatnot. He's a revert to Islam. Pierre Vogel is his German name, and I believe his Arabic name is Abu Hamza. But you just hear him going by Pierre Vogel, even his YouTube channel. He's Pierre Vogel, that's it. But he has a second name, which is Abu Hamza. That's it. And that's why. So yeah, I would definitely love an Islamic name on top. But I'm going to keep mine as well. Can we still save 10%? Most definitely, guys, you can save 10% and so much more. Now it's 10 p.m. almost here. I'm going to tune out very, very soon, guys. At 11 p.m., so in 1 hour and 15 minutes, a new reaction video is coming up. But I have a huge announcement in the beginning of the video. So even if you don't have the time to watch the whole reaction video, you don't want to watch it, whatever, the topic does not interest you, fine. But check out the intro. There's a huge surprise in there. But spoiler alert, the video is cool as well because it's about Salman al-Farisi, the Persian, one of the Sahaba. Very, very interesting. A truth seeker. The question just slipped away. However, I'm going to paraphrase it. Somebody asked me, oh no, there it is. Bobby, will you start saying Assalamu alaikum in the start of your videos and remove the intro music? Are you learning Arabic right now? So let me start with the beginning, with the end rather. No, I'm not learning Arabic right now. My teacher was gone for a while, then I got super sick again, so we have a quick break at the moment. However, I want to get back to it as soon as possible. Now about the Assalamu alaikum in the beginning. Not either, because this is Bobby's perspective. This has been the intro all along, so it's going to be still an alright, guys. As for right now, maybe it will change someday. The thing is, guys, this channel, of course, automatically, by default, is about Islam, because I'm a Muslim now, that's it. However, I still want to explore different venues here on this channel, and this channel still, if God allows it, will be about fitness, about lifting, about food, etc., etc. I want to bring all of that back yet again. Of course, all in a Muslim framework, all halal, but nevertheless, it's not only about being a dawah channel now or something like that. I talked about this previously as well. I am not doing dawah. Please understand, I'm so grateful to God that I went through orthodoxy and all of that, because now I understand how super excited people can become in the beginning. And that's not me anymore, thank God, yet again. So I'm taking it step by step. This is not a sprint, this is a marathon. So I want to die as a Muslim, and therefore I don't want to burn out. So I'm taking it step by step, easy, surely, slowly. Right, and then whatever will change in a few years' times, then so be it. But as for right now, no, the intro stays the same. This is what Bobby's perspective is. And the intro music. Guys, let me be very, very clear here. I'm not here to tell you what is halal and what is haram. Right? That's not my position. I'm not an imam, I'm not a scholar. I'm not going to tell you what is halal and what is haram. Yet again, not my position whatsoever. Right? So I looked into the music claim, and what I found as for right now is that music is permissible under certain circumstances. That's what I found, be it weddings or whatnot. Then there are certain consensus where people say, no, it's absolutely prohibited, completely haram. That might be true, right? Again, I'm not here to tell you right or wrong. I'm just telling you what I am doing right now. And another one that I found is, due to the hadith, that musical instruments are forbidden. Okay. Or might be something that will be in the Ummah in the future, and it is listed with another sin. Okay. The point is, my intro music is not a musical instrument whatsoever. It's all digitally created. Completely digital. Again, not saying that therefore it is alright, just mentioning that it's absolutely digital. I've seen certain nasheeds or certain songs, if you will, Islamically, and even beats that are halal. Why? Because they're using voices. It's absolutely crazy, man. I've seen it on some channels, I'm not going to name any names here, where they use human voice and they put a reverb on it and they loop it and they spin it and they pitch it. So they're using computer editing to generate beats, sounds out of those voices. And yeah, if you go through all of that, then you might as well just use a beat. That doesn't make sense, because I believe we have to see everything in context. So if the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, said that music is prohibited and voices are alright, or instruments are prohibited and voices are alright, okay, but if you take voices with modern machinery that you didn't have back in the day, and you're creating music that sounds like you're using instruments, it defeats the purpose. I don't have to tell you this. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right? So to jump through all of those hoops to just then have halal music, for me personally, doesn't make any sense at all. So then either cut off the music completely, right, or just play a song. Then you have to decide this. So for me, yet again, my music is not created with any instruments. That is the fact. I personally am not at the stage right now where I would like to remove it. That's that. But yet again, not telling you that therefore it is halal. It's just my perspective right now, and this is my state of being. If it really annoys you that much, then you will have to mute the sound in the beginning for the 10, 20 seconds, whatever it is, and go from there. That's all I can say, but who knows? Hey, maybe one day I will change my opinion completely, and we will remove the intro. Could be as well. Never say never. Okay, let me get back to the super chats. Thank you very much. Dima Talks, $5. Thank you very much. Love your channel, but how do you rationalize the indirect worship of Muhammad via companions drinking his blood, amongst other things? Much love. Okay, so I never heard about a hadith where the companions drink his blood. Never. And the only thing I can say is, there were certain things that were ingested, I believe, during that time, that were there for medicinal purposes. Right? So I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. If somebody knows in the chat, you can let me know. And if it was due to medicinal purposes, might be, I have no clue, then so be it. And if not, then not. I can really say nothing about it. However, the worshipping of Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, I talked about this a few videos back when I was still a Christian. I said that I'm concerned because with some Muslims, not all, obviously, some Muslims I've seen an over-obsession even, that the focus is so directed onto the Prophet that it can become a higher priority than God. Yet again, I'm not saying everybody does that. I'm not saying the majority does that. Let it be a fringe little movement. I've seen it because I come from Christianity. And so I've seen when people are obsessing so much with a person that intuitively they're getting away from the worship of God, even though they do the prayers and they do the fasting and all of those things, and they profess there's nobody worthy of worship other than God. Indirectly, that can happen if you hold too much onto a mental image. And this is why I believe the wisdom in Islam is, of course, that there is no image of the Prophet, and this should keep you away from thinking too much only about a person yet again, and not enough about God. That was my only critique. And if people want to get upset about that, that's absolutely fine. So I believe it's human nature to worship what they can grasp. And God is something that you cannot grasp. It transcends everything. And this is why many people have issues with worshiping God alone. I believe that this is where shirk comes from, truly. Because when you see pagan religions and they're building their little statues and they're building little golden calves and whatnot, it's only because they can grasp it. And God is the invisible. They cannot grasp Him. Their finite mind, cannot grasp Him. And this is why we worship anything but God. Right? It's something to remember. The Dawa trucker says, Bobby, I know the hadith and I'm familiar with it. If you want, you can let us know. Other people say it's a weak hadith. Might be. Come to Malaysia, man, I really want to. Right now, I'm on the fence of going at some point. Yeah, I don't know, guys. So many people say in the chat it's a weak hadith. I don't really care, to be honest. If there was some sort of medicinal purpose to it, fine. We never know. You have to take it into context as well. You know, sometimes we hear things that seem outlandish to us and very strange. But at the same time, those men, they were in the desert. They were in the desert and they had to survive. There are certain hadiths about the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, where they didn't have anything to eat. Right? They were starving. So they had to make means to an end in certain ways that we don't understand nowadays, because we have a 7-Eleven around the corner and a gas station and a truck stop and whatnot, right? So we have so much convenience that they did not have back in the day. What information pushed you the furthest away from Islam? That's a great question, because no information pushed me the furthest away from Islam. Just not knowing about Islam and not understanding it. So ignorance pushed me the furthest away from Islam and not the knowledge. Yeah. Alright. Anyways, guys, it has been longer than 1 hour. I said it's going to be just a quick little live stream today. I'm going to tune out in 3 minutes from now. In exactly 3 minutes, I am tuning out. Just a disclaimer so you guys know. And you do not send super chats after that, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to see them. So in 3 minutes, I'm tuning out. Okay, and now I'm going to try to respond to as many chats as humanly possible. Yeah, there I see a Bulgarian brother sharing the Orthodox cross and the Bulgarian flag. Yet again, for the longest time, I believed as well that nationalism goes hand in hand with a religion. And this is the perspective of my family members as well, of course. But then I came to understand that Islam transcends nations. And it's quite beautiful. Especially if you talk about a truly spiritual practice, you will understand that it has nothing to do with a nation whatsoever. Because the religion nowadays is not used as a true religion, as a true spiritual practice any longer, unfortunately, but more as a national identification. And that's something that I personally cannot resonate with. Another super chat by Dr. Shank, thank you very much, 150 EGP. There's only one weak hadith about one companion, and he was a kid. Okay, so there you have it. What do you think about atheists? That's actually a very deep question, man. I could give you a quick answer that they're irrational, illogical, etc., and that is all true. But at the same time, Atheists, I really believe that Allah has sealed their hearts and they cannot see. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's amazing because if you look at a blind person, for example, sure, Western medicine, modern day medicine will tell you, oh, the person is blind, they lost eyesight because this and that. But the reality is, Allah made this happen, right? He closed their eyes, that's it. And the same applies to anything else. Your leg is missing, you're in a wheelchair, you have cancer, God forbid. But all of those things are decreed by God. It is what it is. And I believe that it is the same. The physical eyes are closed of the blind person, but the heart and the spiritual eyes are closed of the atheist. And he cannot change it. So if you look at Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, and however they're all called, you see the people that will argue against the existence of God as if they know anything, not basing it on any spiritual teaching or even philosophy really, but on hardcore materialism. And they will convince themselves that they are pond scum, that they came somewhere out of water, they used to be a fish, and then they became a monkey, and now they are a human, apparently, right? It's so absolutely repulsive and such a dead, dreadful ideology, but they cannot help it. And that's how I see it. So they really cannot help it. Some people can be woken up from that delusion. Richard Dawkins calls it the God delusion. I would rather call it the atheist delusion because, yeah, you want to tell me that this existence exists without a previous existence, which is the ultimate existence, God. That makes no sense whatsoever. I always quote Terence McKenna, who used to be a philosopher and a psychonaut. He always said, science operates under one premise. Grant us one miracle, and we explain the rest. That's pretty much it. So you give us the miracle of the Big Bang, boom, and now we're going to explain the rest. Expansion of the universe, heating up, cooling down, dinosaurs, monkeys. Okay, man, cool, bro, cool story. So that's basically the atheists. It is irrational to believe that everything is relative, because if you say that everything is relative, then you're making an absolute claim yet again. If you say there is no right and wrong, everything is relative, you already made an absolute claim yet again. So it's a very irrational ideology to be an atheist to begin with. Something out of nothing. But spiritually speaking, we're in Ramadan right now, spiritually speaking, the hearts are blind and they cannot see. It's impossible. God has sealed their hearts. It's very, very scary and dreadful. So we can only pray, essentially, that it will never reach us, that we will never fall into such disbelief. It's saddening. Okay, one last super chat, guys, and then I'm out of here. By Mel, 20 Canadian dollars. Thank you very much, Mel. Congrats on everything, she says. Continue to take things at your pace. Best deeds are consistent, even if small, and I pray to Allah continues to bless you in abundance and keep you steadfast. Inshallah. Thank you so much, sister. I really appreciate it. And yes, this is something that I learned through my trials and errors, you know, because when I went vegan, I wanted to convert the whole world. Everybody has to become vegan right away, and then I just dropped out of veganism. Right, then I became carnivore, and I want to convince everybody to stop eating vegetables, just eat meat. And with Orthodoxy, it was the same yet again. I told everybody how they need Jesus now and return to Him, etc., etc. And so nowadays, I'm taking it much, much easier, much more relaxed. I'm 35 years old. I have, if God grants it, still time. In my private life, do everything I can do. I do everything I can do. But here on YouTube, I still have my YouTube presence here. I'm taking it easy. I'm not giving dawah. People said that before. Now he's going to be a Muslim and give dawah. No, I'm not giving dawah. I'm not qualified, quite frankly. I'm still a guy that is exploring. Guys, I was a Christian yesterday, basically. Okay, keep that in mind. So how would I know now? I'm just somebody that is learning. I love the truth. I love God. And it's up to Him to guide us all. I'm just learning, nothing else. Right? So right now, throughout Ramadan, I want to explore even more and share a bit of my journey. Keep on going with the reaction videos, do some live streams, have some guests on as well. Hopefully sooner than later. We're waiting still for the guests. And that's about it. Thank you very much for subscribing. Did I miss something? No, there is. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Yeah, taking it easy. So thank you very much yet again, Mel. No rush here, no stress. I fell into the deception before, you know, when I went Orthodox. All of a sudden I was looking up to priests, and he said this, and this church father said that. Nowadays, I know that there is only one God, man, and every human being is flawed somehow. So even when I'm listening to sheikhs, for example, interesting, cool, but I'm not taking it as the word of God. The word of God is the Quran, and that's what we should read during this holy month. Another super chat by Khalifa El-Neyadi, or is it Nejadi? I'm not too sure. 75. Thank you very much. Emirate dollars, I believe, or dirham. In regards to names Abdullah, which means servant of Allah, or Muhammad, as your last video before your Shahada was about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Just a suggestion and simple. I will see, man. Thank you very much for the suggestions, for sure. I want to hear even more suggestions. I will see what I will decide then in the end, because it's hard for me as well to take my own name, to say this is my name now. It would be nice if somebody else names me. We'll see. It will pop up, I'm sure. If God wills it, it will pop up. I'm not even concerned about it. But yeah, suggestions, always. Let me know, guys. And another super chat by Truth Seeker, who donated $10 and says, Pozdrav. Pozdrav, brat. Thank you very much. Bakar is a good name. Yeah, that sounds cool, man. That I like. People are just tuning in, you know, and they're asking, I would just like to know if you're fasting. I got asked that question 10 times, guys, but out of courtesy in this day and age, because we are streaming during Ramadan here, yes, of course I'm fasting. What else would I be doing? To take this gift that God has given me to become a Muslim just before Ramadan and then not to fast. And that makes sense. Fantastic. Let's just not fast. Let's just all have fun. So now, of course, I'm fasting, but not right now, because around here is 10 p.m. and now I'm drinking water. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm fasting. Okay, anyways, guys. Fair warning was in place. I am turning out right now. Was a quick celebration with you guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart yet again for all the support that you have given me, not only today, but over the years for some people and over the months for others, over weeks, over days. Thank you so much for the 200K. That's absolutely unbelievable. On that note, no, I don't have that 100K silver whatever thing that YouTube sends to some people. My channel is not qualified to get that. Okay, so no, we don't have that silver play button, that's how we call it. And I'm pretty sure that there is nothing for 200K, maybe for 500K, I'm not too sure. Either way, my channel is not able to receive anything. So thank you very much, YouTube. I appreciate your support, YouTube. It's amazing. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. In 1 hour, new reaction video coming up with a huge, very, very big intro, so please check it out. I will be very happy if you take your time for that. It's huge. For me personally, it's absolutely amazing. So yeah, just check it out and let me know what you think. Anyways, guys, thank you so much yet again. If you like the stream, thumbs up, the videos, the stream, etc. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you haven't already. It would be strange if you're watching live streams and you're not subscribing. Thank you very much. And of course, as always, may God bless you all. Much love and peace.